Well, thank you very much, Fred. This is going to be one of those occasions where the introduction is probably longer than the speech. When we first discussed this, which was several months ago, I was hoping to be able to give a fairly lengthy and substantive description of what we were planning for Egypt and indeed in general for our chairmanship of the Deauville Partnership, which is a follow-up to the Deauville summit that took place last year in France and encompasses Egypt, Tunisia, Libya, Morocco, and Jordan. But obviously this was going to focus on Egypt. But since that time, some relatively sensitive events have intervened. So from the point of view of this conversation, I think that while it is clear that the United States wants to have a constructive relationship with Egypt and believes that that is certainly possible and is going to work internally and with the Egyptians and others toward that end, in the current environment, all of us in the State Department who were engaged in this thought that it would probably be a lot wiser not to get into any details and certainly not to give a long presentation given the sensitivity of the issues that are now before us. So I would simply say that I also have come because, first of all, of my respect for the Institute, and also because I think listening to what the authors and the commentators have to say can be helpful in terms of thinking about where things might go or could go over the longer term, whether it's in this area or other areas. Any discussion of Egypt or other parts of the region can be helpful in terms of at least getting a sense of what different people in the academic world and the research world think about these issues. Obviously, we're not in a position to make any commitments. We have to think through a lot of current issues before we can think through any of these longer term issues that are being discussed. But for the moment at least, I think the wisest course of action given the issues before us is for me to say as little as possible and listen as much as possible, and also to say that while I'd hope to say a lot more, I apologize to the audience for not being able to do so, but I do think the advantage you'll have is that you will hear less from me and hear more from the people who actually have done this study and the commentators, and I'm sure we will all learn a lot from them. So again, my apologies. I'm sure you'll all understand that events over the last few weeks have changed things from when we first decided on this format, and so I think with that I will close. There was a great quote from Winston Churchill saying it's better for people to wonder why you didn't speak than wonder why you did. So, so on that note, I will say thank you very much. Turn it over to others. Thanks.